Hello and welcome to my channel once again. This channel is dedicated to exposing Watchtower lies, deception and cover-up. My name is Marcy and I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses for over 30 years. I served as a regular pioneer for 10 of those years. I was first contacted in the door-to-door ministry back in 1987 and I finally left the organisation in 2022. This video is an expose video and I have been doing a little bit of research into this viral video that is going around claiming that the 8 members of the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses have been disfellowshipped. Yes, there is a video that is going around and that is being watched by many people that does make this claim. So I came across the video a few days ago when one of the channels I subscribed to, Watchtower Examination, and Winston, put up a video showing this so-called judicial hearing where three people claimed to be brothers, held a judicial committee, having claimed that they had summoned the governing body to come to this judicial hearing, and when they did not come, having got the evidence they needed, they went ahead in their absence. And the evidence was considered in the light of the Shepherd, the Flock of God book and the scriptures. And as a result, the 8 members of the 9 governing body members were disfellowshipped in this video. And so this has been setting the ex-Jehovah's Witness community on fire. There's discussions about it everywhere. And I went on to Facebook, where I'm a member of JW Escape, and Elaine Sharifo's runs that group, and she has a very large following on YouTube and produces very credible videos exposing the Watchtower. And so now her subscribers are asking her about this video, and she said that she didn't know whether it was AI or anything about it. She'd not seen anything, didn't really know, and couldn't answer any questions really. She said she felt it may be fake, and like me, I didn't know when I made the video that I put out about the content of the video, not so much whether the governing body had been disfellowshipped or not by anybody. It was the evidence that the video provided that was the basis of my last video, and I said I don't know any more than anybody else. But I've been seeing the points brought out on JW Escape and the questions that people were asking. I decided to start doing what I do a lot of, and that is researching. And what I do for all my videos that I've put out, and I think I said I've got 100 videos up on the channel. I've actually got 90 videos up, so let me just correct that at the moment. I've got 90 videos up, and all of them have been researched extensively, so that I bring the receipts, and I've called out Jehovah's Witnesses who come on my channel to prove me wrong, because I bring the evidence before I would make a statement, and I put my credibility on the line for them to come and say, look, you're wrong. And not one of them ever does. I've said, answer me this question. They won't answer. Because I bring the receipts. I've said it before, I'm saying it now. So I decided to do research into this video and who is behind it. And so in my research, I found the brother who was supposed to have made this video. And he is a French brother called Frère Messi. And he has a YouTube channel. And he has several thousand subscribers or people watching his videos. And so I visited his channel, and there he is. He is not an AI generated person. He is a brother. He is an active serving elder in good standing. And from what I can see, he has a great love for the brothers and sisters. Excuse me, my laptop's here because I have to have it near because it brings out so much information. It keeps making a funny noise. So he seems to be a very caring brother, and he is very concerned about things he's seen going on from the leadership at the top, the governing body. And so on his YouTube channel, he interviews active serving Jehovah's Witnesses. This is not the ex-Jehovah's Witness community. This is a YouTube channel set up by an active elder. And on his channel, I watched a video by him. He interviews a brother in Texas who has come across vaccine injuries from within the organisation of people who did not want to take the vaccine and were injured by it when they followed the advice of the governing body. And so this brother has put on his YouTube channel his contact details for anyone who wants to contact him regarding the video, the judicial committee video, or if they know of anyone who has suffered injury or even mental health problems because of the stress they were put under when they did not want to take the vaccine but were coerced into doing so. And so he has mentioned in this video a lawsuit in the USA which will take place for anybody who wants to call them to account. So this is not an AI generated video. This judicial committee is actually 3 serving elders who have dared to stand up and represent the congregation. And so they took this extraordinary step, having found 3 brothers who felt the same way about what was going on and what they saw happening. And I'm sure they're well aware of other things that the Watchtower Society governing body has allowed and is allowing. I'm sure they know about the Australian Royal Commission and other things. But this is the one thing that they can do something about. So they took the unprecedented step of forming a judicial committee. And as I said, when these brothers were summoned as individuals, not as a body, but as individual members of the congregation, to account for the advice that they gave to the brothers and sisters themselves. Did they check whether this information was indeed correct? Was it safe? Are they qualified to give medical advice? These are some of the questions that the brothers wanted to know. Where they got the information from that they said it was safe, and who is to account for the vaccine injuries received by those who did not want to take the vaccine but took it because they felt it was God who was directing them. So this is what has taken place. So let me just go to my laptop now, because I'm just having to make sure I don't miss anything from what the notes I've taken. So these brothers claim that they officially summons the governing body members individually in connection with the matter concerning advice and direction given during the COVID-19 pandemic and vaccine rollout. So now it's important for me to be clear. These three men are serving elders, and they did hold and post a judicial committee involving the governing body, in which they then declared them to be disfellowshipped. That is a true fact. The action has not been recognised or acknowledged in any way by the Watchtower Society itself as yet. There has been no announcement on jw.org or through any official communication or in the mainstream media about the governing body members having been disfellowshipped. So at this point, the situation is that these three elders have acted independently, and the governing body remains in their headquarters in place as far as the organisation is concerned. So what could all this mean? Internally, any Jehovah's Witnesses aware about this will poo-poo this and say, no, it's apostates and others that have brought this video about. They will deny it as they deny everything. Because they will see it, even if it is, and it is something that they would consider could happen, it's something that's illegitimate because of the structure of the organisation, is that the authority flows from the governing body downwards to others, circuit elders, overseers, then elders, and then the congregation, not the other way around. So because of that way, it will be, there's no one to regulate the governing body who sit at the top. Now, what might the governing body decide to do? They certainly know about this video. They certainly have been written to and summoned, which they ignored. So it's very likely that the governing body will be taking legal advice about the issues of what happens because they advised people and now they've been injured by that advice. So they will be certainly taking legal advice at this time. Now, the governing body, I don't have anybody to account to. They could disfellowship these three brothers for bringing this action, which goes against the governing body and can be seen as apostasy by the governing body. However, that then brings its own problems. Because this, what has happened, represents open dissent from inside the organisation. This is not coming from former members who are disgruntled and have left, or critics from outside. This is coming from within. And there is growing numbers of people who are very dissatisfied with the advice that was given. And so if these 3 elders are disfellowshipped, it does not remove the concerns of those who are within, who agree with what they are saying and how they feel. When I was a Jehovah's Witness, and I remember saying, as a Bible study, before I was a witness, why didn't God deal with Satan in the Garden of Eden? And the answer was because of the questions that he raised needed to be answered. Getting rid of him wasn't going to get rid of the questions that would stay in the mind of those who were watching. And I understood that, but it's the same with this. They can get rid of the 3 elders, but they're not the only ones who feel this way. And what the video states is now being seen around the world. So getting rid of them isn't going to get rid of the issue for the Watchtower organisation. The whole thing is a nightmare for them. So those outside the organisation may view it as a rebellion on the part of 3 elders to bring to attention that they're not happy with the way things are being handled. And among ex-Jehovah's Witnesses and critics, this is already being discussed as a potential sign of cracks in the unity within the organisation. Because usually anybody who speaks out or says anything different, we all know that they're quickly removed. But these 3 elders have put this out online, and they have got witnesses who have spoken to them, who have stopped going, who have suffered, who are coming forward and are prepared to stand up and be counted. Should they consider the unquestioned authority of the governing body? They don't have to account to anyone for anything they do, but somebody needs to be held to account for what has happened, because they say it was God's direction and that Jehovah led them to this. Did Jehovah lead them to direct people to medication that wasn't tested and that actually harmed those who took it? Some are even dying. Really, did they? Or was it the advice of these men who now say, well, we're not inspired anymore? So, you know, where does the accountability lie for all of this? This all remains to be seen. What happens next? I predict the governing body won't say anything. What happens will remain to be seen. I think that it may be a long time before anything is done or said. It may just be brushed aside and they may try to keep going. But this was going to gain momentum. It's not going to go away. And the whole thing may inspire others to start standing up and saying, you know, we don't agree with what you're doing. It's not Christian. The brother who is interviewed on that video about the vaccine injuries also brings out another point. He says he can't understand where Jesus is in this religion. He's barely mentioned. He brings that out. He's an active Jehovah's Witness. So there are cracks and people are going to stand up. And this Brother Frere, is encouraging people to be brave and come forward. So what happens next does remain to be seen. Will it be actually be announced, or will it be brushed aside? Or will it inspire others to take similar actions? This is something that we'll have to keep an eye on. What do you think about this unusual move by these 3 French elders? What do you think will be the long-term implications for the Watchtower Society? And let's not forget God in all of this. God has seen these men claim to represent him and then cause untold damage and for people to walk away from the organisation. I was one of them that woke up regarding the vaccine issue. I keep saying it. And since then I found out other things, but it was primarily the vaccines and the way they handled it that stumbled me, and I had to suffer the fallout of all of that. So let me know what your thoughts are about what I'm saying. I will put in the description below a link to Brother Frere's site and the interview with the first Jehovah's Witness to come out and actually say what they think about the vaccine injuries that have affected the brothers and sisters. It's well worth a watch. And so I am going to leave this with you. If you have enjoyed this video, it is certainly food for thought. And it's something that we're going to keep an eye on, or I'm going to be keeping an eye on over the coming months. And so I want to thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and share this video with those who you want to know this information. And until the next time, I'm going to say bye.